Romerio is a wealthy and influential man who has amassed a substantial fortune during his career as one of the top Brazilian football players in history. He also possesses a strong sense of enjoyment for life. However, have you ever pondered about the life of this former player? You can see what Romerio's opulent lifestyle is like in this video. Career: Romerio de Souza Faria, also known as Romerio, was a legendary Brazilian football player who was born in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, in 1966. Having come from a very lowly home and being born in the Jacarzinho village, he had a difficult beginning to his career. Romerio began playing football at a young age, inspired by his father, and he started out with the little AtleŁtico club squad. He joined Vasco da Gama at the age of 15, where he made an impression and developed into a fantastic striker. His success was such that in 1988, he was sold to PSV for $6 million, which made him the most expensive player in the world at the time. The genius of the penalty area also played for other clubs, such as Barcelona, Flamengo, Valencia, Fluminense, ASAD, Miami FC, Adelaide United, and America. Throughout his 24-year football career, the King of Goals, as he was also known, achieved many things, such as being the main man responsible for the 1994 World Cup, a FIFA Golden Ball, and of course, being the second Brazilian player to hit the incredible milestone of scoring 1,000 goals in football. And it's for all this that the Brazilian is considered one of the world's best players of all time. Romerio is currently in the world of politics, holding the position of Senator of the Republic for Rio de Janeiro and being able to enjoy a very comfortable and luxurious life earned through the success of his work. Cars. When it comes to owning good cars, Romerio is a man who has never liked to economize, and it's no wonder that he has owned some real machines. For example, he once owned a Hummer H2 Jeep, a huge vehicle that is not often seen in Brazil, in which he seemed to like so much that he has already owned another of the same model in a different color. And to own this huge car, you have to pay around $25,000. Taking the price up a notch, he has been seen getting out of a Porsche Macan Turbo, a beautiful SUV from Porsche that the latest models can go up to over $60,000. He has also auctioned off an Audi RS5 Avant, a super fast luxury sedan, which at the time of its launch was considered one of the fastest in its class. Its price is currently around $60,000. Some sources also speculate that he once owned a BMW X5, a robust car with a modern and imposing design. No wonder a 0-kilometer vehicle costs more than $70,000. When it comes to Ferrari, everyone knows that the Brazilian is passionate. For example, he once owned a 360 Medina F1, a Ferrari that stopped being made in 2004 but can still be found for around $80,000. He is also rumored to have owned a Porsche Carrera, a small sports car equipped with a very powerful engine, ideal for those who like speed. Depending on such a little toy can cost upwards of $115,000. And the most luxurious Ferrari he has ever owned is the F430, a supercar that is the dream of any car enthusiast. The vehicle is capable of accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4 seconds, reaching a top speed of 195 miles per hour. And although it hasn't been manufactured since 2009, its price is still very high, at around $130,000. According to the Extra website, the most expensive car Romerio ever owned was a Lamborghini Murcielago, an incredible car capable of reaching unbelievable speeds. Equipped with a V12 engine, this machine can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.4 seconds and can reach a top speed of 215 miles per hour. And perhaps that's why it can cost up to $450,000. Luxury flat. To live in comfort and luxury, Romerio likes to invest in beautiful properties. Until 2009, for example, he owned a spectacular flat in the Barra da Tijuca neighborhood in Rio de Janeiro, one of the city's noblest areas. It's nothing less than a penthouse in the Golden Green condominium, a high-end building capable of offering every refinement imaginable. The player's former residence was very large, with almost 8,600 square feet of free space. According to press reports, the player unfortunately had to auction off his property due to legal problems, and it was sold for more than $1.6 million. A few years later, the same penthouse that belonged to the player was found on estate agents' websites at a much higher price. To give you an idea, The incredible property that belonged to the former striker was advertised in 2011 for $5 million, meaning that converted to today's values, after a decade, if this property still belonged to Romerio, it would be worth more than $10 million. Mansion. Senator Romerio currently lives in a beautiful mansion in the Barra de Tijuca neighborhood in Rio de Janeiro. The player's property is located in a luxurious condominium called Núcleo das Mansões, which from its name alone you can imagine how sophisticated the place is. The player's house became very famous in 2018 when a controversy arose claiming that part of the plot had been built on public land. It is known that the property sits on a 17,000 square foot plot and has a beautiful swimming pool for when the player wants to cool off on sunny days. And of course, it couldn't fail to have a huge football pitch for the Brazilian to play on with his friends. As has been reported in the press, before Romerio lived in this mansion, it belonged to former player Edmundo and was sold for a millionaire sum, being valued at almost $1.4 million. Not bad at all. Yacht. To enjoy the coast of Rio de Janeiro, Romerio had a beautiful speedboat at his disposal. The player's boat was the Assumin Atlantis 50, a sophisticated 16-meter-long speedboat with a modern design. This little toy should provide a lot of fun for the player, as everyone knows Romerio is a guy who loves to enjoy life. The interior of the boat can offer a lot of comfort to everyone on board and can hold up to 7 people. The outside is luxurious, with a beautiful gourmet area and plenty of space for sunbathing. And to have such a treat at your disposal, you need to invest quite a bit of money. To give you an idea of the price, this used model speedboat can be found for around $300,000. Relationships. Throughout his career, Romerio has always had beautiful women by his side, which is why he has a reputation as a pickup artist. Among the muses he has had relationships with are, for example, Fabiola Azevedo, Dixie Pratt, Julian Cagliari, Anna Caroline Nazario, as well as many other relationships that I'm sure haven't been made public. Football earnings. As one of the best footballers of all time, it's a fact that Romerio has earned a lot of money during his football career. To give you an idea of how much money he has earned, in 1995, after winning the 4-time Brazilian World Cup and after being named the best player in the world by FIFA, he was transferred from Barcelona to Flamengo as the highest-paid player in Brazil with a salary of $12,500 a month, which converted to today's values would be around $110,000 a month. A very generous sum, but still far less than the salaries of today's players. But it was the following year in 1996 when Valencia signed him that he made his money, earning a salary of $3.6 million a season at the time. And like any football star, Romerio has become a very well-known man, attracting the interest of big companies to sponsor him. Among the big brands that the striker has been a poster boy for are, for example, the Brazilian brewery Kaiser, multinational giant Coca-Cola Havaianas flip-flops, the Devassa beer brand, among many others. For example, he briefly served as coach of Vasco da Gama shortly after he retired from playing. I'm not sure exactly how much he made in this capacity, but judging from the salaries of other big Brazilian team coaches, he must have made around 40,000 reais a month, which is a huge sum of money in comparison to the $6,700 a month he currently receives as a senator of the Republic in Brazil. However, given all the perks that come with being a politician, it's safe to say that he lives a pretty luxurious life, just as he claimed throughout his campaign. Considering all the money he has made over his career, his assets of barely $1.1 million are pitiful and demonstrate that he was not a good money manager. Hi there! Do you enjoy the video? So please remember to like, comment, and recommend new films. Hopefully, we'll be able to incorporate them. Everything about channels offers to pique your interest.